Today on the show, we are going to be discussing a book. The book is entitled The Straw Man Fallacy. The book is written by yours truly, Stanley G. Robertson. The subtitle, Exposing the Faulty Rhetoric of Is Bill Cosby Right? Is Bill Cosby right? Or has the black middle class lost its mind? In that book, Michael Dyson critiqued Bill Cosby's speech. I read that book, and as I read that book, I was incensed and inflamed by the things that I read that Dyson said about Cosby, and that's what prompted me to write The Straw Man Fallacy.
You said it best. What sixth grader wouldn't rather clown than
Exactly.
Right.
I think they said the same thing about my son in sixth grade. I'm just
Not
saying.
to mention, it only makes sense. He only validated Bill Cosby because he's a comedian,
Right.
a very successful comedian.
Yeah.
True.
So
He's
he's
getting his-
so
he's
we
getting
just
his
said he
career on the
started
ground.
yeah. Well, that's why he became a comedian.
Now, here's another thing. He goes on to continue his attack on Bill Cosby's educational career by stating that when Bill Cosby was in high school, he dropped out of high school, and he had to repeat the 10th grade 3 times.
It almost goes against Dyson's argument. 3 times he
Right.
drops out of school twice
And come back.
and comes back for more.
Right,
Has the
exactly.
persistence
See, he just
to say,
validated
Yeah,
I'll
Bill.
do
he
this
does.
again.
Yeah.
He just validated Bill.
He's a model of educational persistence
Yeah.
to drop out of school 3 times and still go back.
So you mean to tell me Dyson haven't figured that out? If we figured this out,
Exactly.
and I know I'm not a part
Right.
of Princeton.
So we all agree on that.
And I
Yeah.
definitely,
So, okay,
I definitely
Tony,
agree with that
he's
point.
doing it for the money.
One thing that I always liked about Dyson is that his skills with words are just, top 10%. I mean, this guy can use some language. But as the Straw Man Fallacy made you do, think about really what he's saying and how he's using his oratorical skills. I mean, his verbal gymnastics. He's actually not really saying anything a lot of times.
He had a problem with Bill Cosby for not playing the race card. What do you think of that?
I think, honestly, I believe at some point he should have played the race card. He was a celebrity back then, also that he could have spoke out on it. He could have said more. He could have done other things. So I guess that's what I mean when I say that he's not talking about the race issue. I'm just saying that I don't think we should all the time have to be quiet about it, because sometimes you have to speak out about things.
Michael Dyson had a particular problem with both
Yeah.
the Huxtables, the Cosby Show,
can
and
believe
I
that.
Spy. He said that on the Cosby Show, the Huxtables were not black enough.
Yeah.
That the show was merely Father Knows Best in blackface.
I could see why you were infuriated by that sort of argument, because you know that Dyson is not that stupid. Is it not black to be a doctor? Is it not
Yeah.
black
Right.
to raise your
Right.
children?
Exactly.
With your professional wife? Why is that not black?
Yeah.
Bill Cosby was highly offended that blacks speak in a certain way, and Michael Dyson says that he blasts Bill Cosby for attacking black youth because he said that blacks speak a different language called Ebonics, and Ebonics is a dialect. It's not a language,
Right.
but it is a dialect. He says that it's okay to use the word to say I be going to the store, because be signifies a perpetual act. Like,
idiotic.
it really means I'm continually going to the store, like I be going to the store. What do you think? You buy this?
Oh my God, that's so crazy. So many ways.
What do you think of the zero copula argument?
Well, I believe that we do have a certain dialect that we speak among ourselves. I believe you should know how to speak the English language, and you shouldn't put somebody down for speaking in a dialect that we speak among each other.
Is that what Cosby was doing? Was he putting people down for speaking in this dialect?
No, that's exactly what Cosby was saying. He was like, it used to be you could speak one way with your friends, but when you had to, whether it was in front of your elders or whatever, you spoke proper English.
That's what I was actually
But Dyson goes and, like you said, instead of agreeing or disagreeing with Cosby's argument, he just defends Ebonics.
Yeah,
Be
I'm sort
appropriate.
of straddling the fence on the Ebonics things, because
No, I don't straddle.
there are different cultures that have their own dialect.
Yeah,
like
that's
Jamaicans
fine.
have their own dialect.
That's fine. but
Creoles have their own dialect.
There's no universal
So,
black slang.
there is no right.
Maybe in the 1960s or
First
the
of all,
1970s when Ebonics was created.
But here's the deal.
Patois is
black-
not universal either. It's only in Jamaica.
But-
So I'm just saying. But people have their own dialect.
that's a
Different
culture.
tribe. That's what I'm saying.
But how are
So-
you going to have Ebonics for New
So-
Yorkers versus
Well,
Ebonics
You
for
don't have
Chicagoans
to have it for
versus
that.
Ebonics
But
for
then
St.
you-
Louis
but you don't have to have
versus
it.
Ebonics
But
for
hold
Los
on a second.
Angeles.
Gavin,
There's nothing wrong with it. You don't
I
have to have
think Ebonics is fine. That's an
There's
argument
a
for
time
another
and place
day.
for everything, though.
That's an argument for
That
another
was
day.
the
That's a
point.
time
We've only
and
got
place
one more
for everything.
minute left on this particular show, and I want to get a thumbs up or thumbs down to the Straw Man Fallacy. Gavin, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up, great arguments.
Kim,
Thumbs up.
Tony.
Only because my name
Thumbs
is
up. It just came out too late. It should have been out there. You should have put it out there a long time ago.
Yeah.
All right, I give the Straw Man Fallacy 2 thumbs up. Best book I've ever read. And I think the Straw Man Fallacy does do a good job of exposing the faulty rhetoric in Dyson's book, Is Bill Cosby Right?
It exposes Dyson in
yeah,
general.
exactly.
You know, I have to go back and read a lot of his other stuff
Yeah.
after reading this book. Like, maybe this guy is just a good speaker.
Yeah.
But he's just saying
And you have to keep
anything.
in mind he is a minister, and that's what I was thinking about the whole time that I was reading.